We back with another, you know what I'm saying? Boop, boop, boop. We back with another boop, 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 boop. Gang.
But it start with yourself, that's called self-love. But it start with yourself, that's called self-love. It's called self-love.
Hey. We back with another, you know what I'm saying? Boop, boop, boop. We back with another boop, 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 boop. Gang. You know what I'm saying? We out here. Kissimmee, Florida, what it is. What it is, gang? Yeah. We outside with it today. The power you have within to manifest the life you want to live. Understand who you are. Understand who you want to be. Understand where you want to go. Be intentional, right? Be very intentional. Be very decisive with who you surround yourself with, what y'all talk about, what you share with people, how much you share with people, right? How much you share of yourself with people. How much you decide to receive from people, right? You do want to be receptive, right? But you also want to be protective. Be receptive while being protective. For real. Be receptive while being protective. Bingo. Right? Why do you want to be receptive? Why is it important to listen? Why is it important to not be prideful? Well, for me, right, I use the word pride and connect it with pride, right? So how I look at pride, you know, in the Bible it says pride is before destruction. I witness this so often, you know, because I have the luxury of not really being a prideful person. I don't really deal with pride as an issue. If anything, I would say not being prideful enough would be a concern for me, right? My mama always tell me like, damn, boy, you don't got no shame. You don't got no shame. You don't got no shame. And she always said it as if it was a bad thing, but when I looked on the frequency chart, I'm like, damn, shame is at the bottom. And enlightenment / authenticity is the greatest, right? Being your truest self, the most authentic version of yourself. And enlightenment is like basically having the light within, going to the light, right? So being authentic is really going to the light, being your purest form, being true to oneself, being your true self, right? Learning, gaining new knowledge, right? Growing, right? That's all enlightenment, empowerment, enlightenment, right? And shame is like, you know, to be embarrassed, right? Shame is right under guilt on the frequency chart, right? And it's like feeling bad, feeling guilty, right? So it's like understand why shame is so low. And regarding pride, right? Like I said, pride is to be utilized, in my opinion, when you want to be proud of something, right? So a lot of times men will be too prideful, and women too, right? But a lot of times, you know, I associate myself with a lot of my friends, a lot of my dogs, and seeing that a lot of men will be too prideful to learn or to listen to others, to allow others to instruct them or to direct them, right? A lot of times men will want to figure it out themselves, find things themselves. They won't know how to receive help, right? We'll be in a situation where they need help. And I've also seen some people dismiss themselves where they spend a lot of time giving to the world, helping others, guiding others. But then when it's time for them to be guided, they don't understand how to receive help, right? And this is where I realize a lot of times women will come in to play and to help men, because sometimes you'll see men being prideful not to receive help from other men, but then they'll receive help from women. Or sometimes you'll have some men who have difficulty receiving help from women, and they receive help from men. To each his own. I think all that pertains to each person differently, and it pertains to the way a person was brought up, their childhood trauma, and not even just childhood trauma, but things that people experience. Because a person can have trauma from a relationship where a woman was trying to dictate too much, and you know, it may be triggering for a man to listen to a woman and have a woman tell him what to do. And then sometimes people are just too prideful and they don't know how to be instructed. Never be too prideful to be instructed. That is a terrible, terrible thing, right? So me being somebody who's shameless, I'm really shameless, you know. I take pride in being shameless, right? I'm proud to be shameless, right? Pride is not a bad thing. It just should be balanced well, right? But the whole point of understanding is you want to be receptive to the things people are sharing with you, to the things people are guiding you with, to the things people are telling you. Because a person could be telling you exactly what you need to hear, exactly when you need to hear it, and exactly what you need to hear, and how you need to hear it. They may be giving it to you raw, straight, uncut. Like if your pride is too big or too much and your ego is too large, you could damn near prevent yourself from receiving the blessing that you've been needing all along. Right? You could be sitting there praying to God, I need you to guide me with some money. I need some money. Right? I want to live a better lifestyle. I want to be happier. And a person can tell you something like, yo, you drinking too much, or you partying too much, right? And that could be the one thing you're doing that could be hindering you from maybe making more money or being happier, right? But maybe you don't see it that way. Sometimes we see the things that we want or need to benefit our lives differently from how they are. A lot of times it's not so much that we need to gain more things in our life. A lot of times it's that we need to cut off and break off away from things that are hindering us, such as it could be people that we're surrounding ourselves with, right? It could be daily habits, such as like sleeping too much, right? And we need to be outside more. Look at the sunlight. Sunlight give us energy, natural energy. I'm lit right now. If I'm in the crib, I could be liable to watch some freaky videos and end up, now I'm less energetic, right? I could be liable to falling asleep, taking a nap. For what reason? I'm not even tired. I'm just on a bed. I'm not even tired. I'm just on a bed and I'm just having a lack of productivity. So now I think I'm sleepy. So now I'm gonna take 2 naps today. Take a nap, wake up, still tired, and take another nap. For what? I could be outside grinding. I could be outside talking to people. I could be outside engaged. I could be outside learning. I could be outside growing. I could be outside making money. I could be outside embracing the sun and thriving. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but you know, pride is before destruction, right? So be careful with pride. You know, to be prideful is to be proud, in my opinion, right? So pride is good to have, but too much of it is dangerous. It is dangerous. To me, it's almost like alcohol. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you want to have a little bit of it. You know what I'm saying? It could be popping once in a blue moon, but like too much of it, dangerous. Dangerous. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, because it's like a lot of times being too prideful will hinder you from listening, from learning, from seeing something that will truly help you. Meaning, a person could be in your life and telling you, hey, you need to stop hanging with such and such. Who's you to tell me who I need to stop hanging with? Wrong way to react. Because that's a reaction, that's not a response. That's the terrible way to react, right? A response is thought out. A response is played out well. You know? A response is where your emotional intelligence kicks in and overrides your ego, right? And your need to defend yourself, and your need to bark back. But yeah, you want to be receptive to the things people are telling you, right? Because sometimes a person close to you will see your blind spots, right? People who are in our lives, who love us, who want well for us, understand the things that we need sometimes more than what we see and what we understand. Because we're so caught up in our own body, our own vision, that we have these things called blind spots. So a person close to us can want well for us and want and see what we need, and we could probably be hindered with our own vision. So you want to be very careful with your vision and with your pride and ego, because you can block yourself from your own blessings. So try not to block yourself from your own blessings. You see what I'm saying? Because you could be sitting there and you could be praying, God, please lead me into the light. I need help. I want to make more money, right? I want to have more quality experience while I'm here on this earth. You know, I want to walk in my destiny. I want to have more fulfillment in my life. I want to live in my purpose. Help me, right? And we could see it one way, like, oh, I just need $10,000, $20,000, and then I can move here, and then I can live in a better atmosphere, and then this can happen. Da da da. We have this whole plan, and it's mapped out so specifically and particularly to the extent in which it could be detrimental to us long term, because maybe it doesn't look like that with our actual journey, with our actual destiny. Maybe our plan and the intentions we have are good and we mean well, but maybe it isn't designed the way we think it is. And maybe God is trying to direct us into the same things that we want and need, but it looks and is dressed up differently from how we perceived it originally, right? So be open to taking a different direction to get to where you need to go, right? Because there's multiple ways to skin a cat. There's multiple ways to get to where you need to be. So you just want to be very decisive and very careful with how you're going about things in life, because you know, we may have a vision on how we want to get to a place, or a vision on how we want to get to where we need to go, but it may look completely different from what we're thinking, right? A person could tell us, like, hey, you need to cut this person off, or you need to stop drinking, or you need to stop doing that. And sometimes our pride can get in the way and could hinder us from the things that we truly need, or the things that are truly beneficial to our lives. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes it's not so much that we need to gain so many new things in life, but maybe just cut things off, cut people off, right? Cut off bad habits, right? Sleeping, masturbating, eating unhealthy foods, right? Having negative kind of conversations that don't fulfill us, right? And just associating ourselves with things that aren't healthy or conducive to a productive lifestyle. You know, so sometimes it's not so much about gaining new things and doing so many new things, or being in such a new environment, or having so many new materialistic things to have a better lifestyle. Sometimes it's just about cutting off the weeds out the garden, right? It's not so much that the flowers are bad. The flowers are beautiful, right? It's just that the weeds in the garden could be hindering the entire garden. So when you take out the weeds, the garden can flourish. The flowers are already blooming, already growing, but the weeds could be hindering the flowers. The weeds could be bringing in other pesticides and other insects that can hinder the flowers from growing. But it's not so much that the flowers need to be replanted or need to be more flowers planted, but more so the weeds just sticking out. Boom! Toss it in the trash, you're and bingo. Now you manifest all the things you want to manifest, and now you win in the game.
But it start with yourself, that's called self-love. But it start with yourself, that's called self-love.